Our new discussion starts with Chapter 18. For the prior weeks, 2 modules, you've been studying common law-based contract law. In other words, judges created or fashioned over a period of hundreds of years a body of law defining what a contract is. However, starting in this module, we're moving to a new area and away from judge-made law. The book doesn't do quite a good job to make this a clear transition, so I'm going to try to emphasize this split. As a matter of fact, think of this PowerPoint as a transition itself. We're moving into the statutory law called the Uniform Commercial Code. Our legislatures in Olympia have fashioned this law along with other state legislatures, which is why it's called uniform. All 50 states have adopted this code, this law of commerce, the Uniform Commercial Code. Our problem is that the material from the last few weeks may no longer apply if your subject is a goods, that is, something sold by a merchant. Indeed, the UCC preempts much of the old common law on contract formation. The word preempt here means to replace or supplant. However, as the UCC was built upon the common law for contracts, we'll use our prior knowledge as a basis for our future knowledge in this chapter. Also, the common law for contracts is still good law for subjects that are not goods. So it's still law for real estate sales, personal service contracts such as getting your hair cut, mowing your yard, entertainment contracts, and more. But a word of warning, in your discussions online in projects regarding sales of goods, you can no longer use the common law concepts you once learned. So don't refer to matters outside Chapter 18 and following for your projects. Indeed, the common law serves us still, but in this module and the next module, we'll focus on the UCC, which preempts common law. On slide 2 for Chapter 18, I provide a study guide, which is not in the book. Many people seem to get lost in this new area, trying to fish out where is this thing going. So I've provided 2 themes for our discussion in Article 2 of the Uniform Commercial Code, which is the law on the sales of goods. First, let's consider a movie soundtrack. There's always a theme song which helps the audience identify certain characters. What's a theme song? Well, in Star Wars, for example, we hear Darth Vader's theme song, and we know that the bad guy is coming on screen. For our review of Article 2, we have 2 themes, or ideas, that run throughout the article. Consider these as you may lose your focus or direction along your way. They will help you recenter on the purpose of this article. The first one is speed commerce along. Wherever you are in reading Article 2, note that the goal is to move the contract forward, not to let it die, not to put it aside, but to keep it alive and move those goods forward. Get the goods from those that have it to those that want it most in the most efficient means possible, which is the mantra of any economics course. The second theme is, we say, elevate the merchant's status. You know, a great deal has changed in the last 100 years with regard to merchandising or selling retail goods. We'll define goods in a minute, but what we mean by elevate the status here is that long ago, merchants weren't sophisticated. They didn't have to have a degree in business administration, business management, or whatever, just to work. But today, if you want to be the manager of a Winco or Fred Meyer store or a regional TJ Maxx area, you'll be making perhaps over 6 figures, clearly, but you'll have to have typically a business degree of some kind. They want someone who understands all sorts of ins and outs of businesses, especially for businesses that are retail. So Article 2 raises the responsibility of merchants. More is required than before. More knowledge, more sophistication. We want to require more of the merchant. If the merchant has become sophisticated, let's require more responsibility under the law to protect others, such as the consumer, who are not sophisticated. You know, when Spider-Man's uncle was passing away, he said, "With great power comes great responsibility." And we can use that maxim for our merchant status theme. We mean by elevating, we're requiring more. Elevate the merchant status. So let me discuss why society has adopted a new law for the sales of goods to replace common law in the next video.